Hello and welcome folks, my name is Fake Fairy Tale and today I have a relatively short video for you. The past few days I received a question from Jonas Olsen about how to place objects underneath water. And that question came to be after a short conversation about some rocks that I was using in the battle map that I was working on in my previous video, which are these blurred out ones that you can place underwater that are custom assets made by Mulk in the Forgotten Adventures community. And I just wanted to make a quick video. I tried explaining this in text, but that was quite hard. So I just wanted to make a quick video to show you guys how to do it and what you can do with it. Now let's dive in without further ado. It's important to note that you can never ever place anything underneath a terrain texture. So that's a very important difference that I want to point out. You have textures and you have patterns, and with patterns you can decide on what layer they will be. They are sort of the same as textures, but they work differently when you place them down. But terrain, with the terrain brush, you won't be able to place anything underneath there. So in order to get something to look like it's underwater, you need to do a few extra steps to make things look good. That's also why I don't always use a pattern for water and usually just resort to a texture unless you have still water or anything that's not very murky and is see-through so that you can see what's growing on the bottom or quite shallow. So in order to show you how to do this, I made this little setup over here. And this is just some cliffs with a cliff object there to make sure that it looks nicely. Otherwise you got this line here. I'll turn off the grid. I'll place this back somewhere that looks reasonable. Awesome. And we're going to take a terrain brush to fill in some sort of background, because I don't want this terrain dirt that is the default in Dungeondraft. I want it to be some sort of gravel. And Forgotten Adventures has these cool gravel assets, which are the perfect time to try these out right now. So we'll put this at the bottom. That will give a cool looking texture in the water. The following step is grabbing your pattern tool, pattern shape, and we want to make sure that the layer is not above the cliff side. So right now the cliff side is on layer 300. We'll place this on layer 200. That means that we have the entire layer 1 to place things in the water. You want to make sure that you do that. And we're going to pick one of these water assets. So let's take this one. It's kind of a nice color, and we're just going to take the custom line tool, draw in water pattern like so. And now we got some water. Now, in order to make sure that you can see the things that are underneath, so we'll take one of these rocks. So right now you're not seeing anything. I can place these down and it's not doing anything. What you want to do is you want to select your pattern layer, and we're going to go to colors, and then you have the alpha value, and the alpha value determines the translucency of a specific texture, or a specific color actually. And we're going to scale that a bit down to say 180, or you can see what looks nice on your maps. You can play around with this a little bit. If we drop it all the way down, you see that there's practically no texture at all. But we can just make it kind of see-through. I have it on 164 right now. And now you're able to see the rocks that are underneath there, but we can also add in some plants if we like. To see if we can maybe take some of these green ones, make them of this color. I like that. Make them also a bit translucent, just to make sure that they're not too bright. Make them somewhat bigger. And we could have them go underneath the rock so that they don't overlap. I think I would make them even more translucent. And we can just place these down. And if there's anything else we want to add, like one of these at the bottom. And potentially... oh, we actually do have fish, but that's not gonna work. Oh well. Fish at the bottom. And if you want to finish this up and make sure that it all looks nicely, because this is basically how you place objects underneath water, we can just add a last rim around the edge here. And we're going to use the new water textures. I think these ones suffice. Zoom in a little bit. Make them somewhat bigger. And fade and fade. And we want them to be underneath the glyph layers. And then we'll just draw around this whole circle. And there we go. As you can see, I'm sort of a perfectionist even when we're doing this. I just always really want to make it look kind of decent. And of course we didn't add in any shadows, but this is basically it. This is how you do it. Now I want to show you another application for this because I think it's kind of cool and it can be a neat little detail, especially if you were making a home map. And that's like so. You can use it also to put liquids in objects, like in a bucket, and then put something underneath, and like the spoon that you have in here. Actually made this all quite small, so it was sort of hard to make it look nice, but yeah, this works as well. And that's basically what I want to tell you today. If you liked the video, please hit the like, favorite or subscribe button. And please don't forget to ring the sub notification bell if you want to stay up to date of all my content. And I hope to see you again in the next video.